Jesus, dude, I was getting worried about you after that video that I did about you like 10 days ago, where I gave you a new nickname and christened you as Poop Shoe. I I was worried, man. I had I was I haven't heard from you in like 10 days since that last video. I was getting really concerned. For people who don't know the backstory, this is my stalker troll, little half pint little guy, who up until a couple of weeks ago would routinely make between anywhere between 3 to 6 new TikTok accounts almost every day, to come on to my page and leave shitty comments. I would see one, I'd block it. And they never, every single comment that he leaves would always go into my filtered comment folder. They would only come up on my page when I would go into that folder and actually approve one of his tiny little comments. It's just tiny. He's just tiny. He's just a tiny little guy. But so a couple weeks ago, 10 days ago, something like that, I let a couple of his comments up. I did a couple of video replies to him. I mean, this guy's been doing this for at least a year and a half. At least a year and a half. He's just an absolutely. I mean, let's stop and think about that for a minute. I mean, think about what you got to do to create a new TikTok account. You got to set up a new email address and do all the things you got to do to set up a new email address, and then you got to remember it. You know, you got to write down what the email address is. You got to make a password for that. You got to write down that password. You got to, if you're doing 3 to 6 of these a day, I mean, you got to have some kind of like an Excel spreadsheet or something going on. And this guy's, and then you've got to take that and go to TikTok and set up a new TikTok account with, you know, a new username, Twig and Berries, Twig being the key word there. And it's like you got to set up a new TikTok account. You got to pick a username. You got to pull from your vast array of, I think you're up to 5 different profile photos that you've used. I mean, you got the cartoon picking its nose. You got Tom Cruise. You got that Jack Nicholson one. You got Leo DiCaprio. And then you had that weird fucking Dr. Von whatever thing. You know, but it's very easy to spot. You use the same type of language in every comment. But imagine, so here's what I want people watching this video who are not my half pint stalker troll to contemplate. I want you to think about having such a level of hatred for a person who you've never met, to the point where you're going to create between 3 to 6 email addresses and new TikTok accounts, let's say 5 days a week for a year and a half, just so you can go on that person's page and say mean things to them. Why would anybody do that? I know the answer. Why would anybody do that? Because they are confronted each morning with what they see when they look in the mirror. When they get up on a step. But they are confronted each morning with what they see in the mirror. And they see what they see in their mirror, and it makes them unhappy because they lost life's lottery. Life's lottery cornholed them something fierce. And the anger and the rage and the shame and the self-hatred that they feel towards themselves, they have to direct outward. And this little pud muncher picked me. Yeah, for his outlet. Yeah. So everybody say hi to Poop Shoe. Again, I was worried about you. I don't know if you've been on vacation or something. You can click through on the comment for context if you want to. I doubt that you were on vacation. I know that you can't afford to do things like that. But anyway, hope you're doing okay. It's good to see you again. But, and, well, I was going to say something. No, I'll skip that part. Everybody have a great night.